This is Aquamet, sustainable fish health technology for aquaculture or sustainable aquaculture. Basically, every one of us eats fish. Almost about 6 of us sitting here will consume fish at the end of the day as their protein source. But the sad news is that Ghana is struggling with 68% fish deficit. Local fish productions are unable to meet the demands because of poor technologies to actually boost productions. This is Tete, a young fish farmer, smallholder farmer that we met on our market research, and he lost about 23,000 worth of fish in just one day to ammonia toxicity because he had no knowledge of his water quality prior to the event. Tete finds himself among numerous of the fish farmers we have in Ghana who approximately loses about 50% of their revenue to water quality management. That is, they lose the fish during production and the fish never get to our plates. So Aquamet is a technology that is leveraging on basic IoT devices and also other technologies such as IVR, SMS, and a mobile app to actually monitor and manage your water quality remotely so that you are able to increase yield. So this is how it works. It's basically an IoT device that we have here, which is able to take in key water quality parameters such as pH, dissolve oxygen, and even detect fish-borne diseases, and then sense it directly to your mobile app, which can be accessed via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, or in other ways, sent to our server. The data gets interpreted, and then it is sent in the form of a voice message in a local language to the fish farmer or in the form of an SMS. So we are offering a convenient way of monitoring and managing your water quality or your farm, and then it comes with a tailored or efficient solutions. The farmer has no need to brainstorm about the solution, and then we are also offering a digitized training for the farmer using USSD. This is our competitor analysis. We are having quite a leverage or quite an advantage over parameter probes and then indicators. And in terms of cost effectiveness, we are producing our device on a lower cost. That is about 70% cut of the conventional ones that we are having on the market. In terms of convenience, the farmer is able to monitor his fish or pond wherever that he is. He doesn't necessarily have to go to his phone and then know what is going on over there. And then in terms of accuracy of data, it is very swift, and then you are able to receive the data in real time. And then we have also key indicators of fish health on the device. We are not doing this alone. Our ultimate collaborator, Cosmos Innovation Center, and the University of Ghana, and then other key partners are doing this with us. We are basically addressing a challenge, or we are addressing the aquaculture sector, which is worth about $183.2 million US, and then out of this, we are looking at addressing $7.9 million US out of the total addressable market, total obtainable market rather. Sorry. So we are basically selling the device on a direct sales of 1,105 cities. And this, we are looking forward to making a profit of $350 per device. And then the farmer also subscribes to the services that will be providing him. That is, he has access to the mobile app to manage his water quality. So the farmer subscribes at a fee of 60 cedis per month, or he has the luxury of paying it in kg of fish. That is 2.5 kg per month. And then the money or the amount of fish is taken at the end of the production cycle, which is 6 months, and then we recoup it. So there is our marketing strategy, basically going to employ major input services and also fairs and exhibitions, social media engagement, and word of mouth or FBO engagements. So we are basically developing our prototype, which Gabriel will be showing us very soon. And then in March, I guess you will be looking at developing our IVR or transmitting the data in a local language content. And then we are also looking at actually deploying an AI base to monitor fish growth. So the farmer doesn't have to necessarily do manual sampling, which stresses fish and induces mortality. We are also looking at automating the system in 2024. So these are asked budgets. We are asking for $50, and there's the breakdown of our budget. We will be setting up a marker space. We have some technology costs to associated with what we are doing. We are basically going to decrease fish deficits from 68% to 28% by 2030. And then also we are going to increase smallholder farmers' livelihood by 50%, or by giving them 50% of their revenue that is lost to fish mortalities. We are also going to increase employment among youth, because most of them that want to engage in aquaculture production, after 1 or 2 months of engagement, they realize that they cannot continue again, and then they retreat because there's no technology to help them. This will help them to actually engage in it.
I'm just wondering what the problem, like what exact problem that this solution solves. Because knowing water quality alone or water pH is just about a third. It's not probably up to 10% of the problem, right? Because if you know the pH and the temperature, those for me are much more like bigger issues that can lead to the death of fish on a farm than long-term impact the profitability of a fish farm than just one incident of maybe the pH being out of balance, and so you lose a certain number or not. Besides, it appears to me that you can solve for that pH problem by just changing from growing tilapia to growing catfish.
We are aiming to become a household name in the snail industry. From the egg to the plate, we obsess over the little details to bring better eating to everyone. So the increase in demand of snails and also the health benefits which it comes with makes us passionate about this $2 billion industry. So meet Ifiaduma. She's a human resource manager in a manufacturing company. She loves to eat snails anywhere, anytime, but then the decrease in the supply of snails in Ghana makes it very difficult for her. The unavailability of snail meat all year round and a 15,000 tons supply gap of snails in Ghana annually, inadequate methods of value addition of snails in Ghana and West Africa makes us very, very, very passionate about this industry. So we are processing to provide ready-to-eat snail products, using the its byproducts also for other valuable products, and then also we are promising an all-year-round climate-smart agriculture production of snails to reduce the supply gap. So we are going to rear snails in our greenhouses, and what is worthy of notice here is that we'll have aggregation centers in about 6 communities where we are going to pay at farm gate prices to rural folks who are going to pick snails. We are going to train them to bring the snails, and one of the things that we are going to make it notice to them is that they shouldn't pick snails which are at the point of lay. We are going to process these snails, package them using eco-friendly packages like you see there, and then also send them to the markets, to the distributors and retailers, and as well as our digital marketplace, agroempire.gh.com. So the gem we are offering are refined snail products, easy access anywhere, and a solid commitment to creating ready-to-eat snail products. Aside the aggregation centers, the edge we have over our competitors are our value addition, that's a wide variety, and also our slime production. The School of Agriculture in the University of Ghana is one of our profound collaborators, as well as Cosmos Industries, among others. The total addressable market in terms of wholesale products is $154 million. In West Africa, it's about $31 million. But then looking at the supply gap, we are looking at a market share of $3.4 million in Ghana here. Looking at our target markets, we are going to create awareness using more of a BTL, both inbound and outbound strategies. So we want to position ourselves as a household name, availability of it all year round, and variety of options to choose from. We are going to offer a custom-tailored design, a semi-formal language, and also providing a user-friendly and healthy choice. Looking at our revenue model, the unit prices of 3 of our flagship products, that's the frozen, the dry, and then the canned. So the unit price, the target per half year the total sales, production cost, and the projected gross profit is 33.3% with the frozen, 35.4% with the dry, and then the 37.6% with the canned. The average amongst them all, from them all, is 35%. So we are here doing our MVP testing and locating of our land for snail farming and aggregators. In December 2023, we are going to start with our slime and shell production, and then in February 2023, we are doing our mega product launching. We are asking for $30,000, and this is the breakdown. It is worthy of notice that with the raw materials, we are going to outsource from the rural farmers, and then also with the irrigation sites, we are going to engage rural folks to pick the snails into our irrigation centers, which we are going to pay them at farm gate prices. This is the impact that we are seeking to have, to create a number of irrigation centers to be contracted in some districts like Mongpa, Agona Swedro, in Koko, and also raw materials for processing, like I said, will be outsourced. We are going to offtake from the rural farmers. Now, 70% of the workers in the processing line are going to be women, because we believe that with women accepting the product which is new on the market, we'll be able to get to the household quicker, and they are going to accept it widely.
Yeah, so we are Agritech from University of Ghana, and we're exploring opportunities in the vegetable market space using the aquaponics technology. Now, 34.9 million is what the Ministry of Finance reported as importation for vegetables in 2020. Now, this is because farmers have not been able to produce consistently to meet the demands on the market. Hence, we have to resort to importation. And with importation comes challenges such as the fluctuation in prices and also supply, as well as the currency taking a hit. Now, let's take a look at our target customer, which comprises of commercial farmers, smallholder farmers, those into backyard farmers, or aspire to go into backyard farming. The pain or the need here is that they want to be able to grow more vegetables, either for their own consumption or to sell to make profit out of it. Now, this is a solution we want to sell to these farmers who want to grow more yields. One, we want to sell the aquaponics technology to them, as well as provide them with the assistance that they need in terms of training, finance support, farm hand, and after-sales service to be able to increase the yield from their farms. Now, this is how the aquaponics setup works. You are growing fishes and plants in a symbiotic structure. The fish produce waste, which is rich in ammonia. We introduce a bacteria that breaks the ammonia down into nitrate, which becomes nutrient for the plant. So we have the water running through the system. Now, let's look at our value proposition, comparing traditional farming with aquaponics setup. With aquaponics setup, you're able to grow all year round because your crops are constantly connected to the power source or your source of nutrient, which is the fishes. You have two sources of income. You can either use your fish to power your plant, or you can rear your fishes and also sell, as well as selling your vegetables from your farm. It's also 90% more water efficient because the same water that you're using as aside irrigation. Now, pests, insects, and weeds are also controlled because you're not growing from the ground. And lastly, you have more space to grow more vegetables, which also increases the revenue or the profits that you earn. Now, let's look at the numbers. So growing vegetables, let's use from the ground compared to growing from the aquaponics setup. You can see from the revenues that growing traditionally, you are making 54,000 compared to aquaponics, which gives you 78,000. Likewise, when you look at the variable costs, because costs such as irrigation and fertilizers do not come here in with aquaponics. Now, by providing this value, we're able to beat traditional farmers, and because we're also providing opportunities for joint ventures and also providing a farm business partner who helps in training and then managing your farm, we are able to beat other aquaponic ventures on the market. Now, these are our collaborators. For tech and startup support, we're looking at Delton Ventures, University of Ghana, Cosmos Innovation Center. For development partners, we're looking at Ministry of Food and Agriculture, as well as the Aquaponic Society in the world. We're also looking at ADB for partner farmers who have the facility or have the potential to acquire facility, that's a loan facility by themselves. Alternatively, we provide them with a joint venture collaboration. This is our market size. So as of 2020, importation of vegetables stood at 34.9 million Ghana cedis. We are looking at a target market size of 3 million, which we can easily produce with from the aquaponic setup, as well as meet their needs quickly. And this market size is estimated to grow at 10% year on year. Our go-to-market strategy is one for smallholder farmers or commercial farmers to sensitize them of the benefits of the aquaponic setup. And in order to acquire them, we'll set up a mini setup on their farms for them to have a feel of it. And when they're interested, they either have the facility, they have the funds to either buy the aquaponics setup or provide them with the funding support to be able to do that. And in retaining them, we provide them with the training and education to continuously use the system to become better. Now, these are revenue models. There are 4 ways in which we intend to make money. 1, sell the aquaponics setup, and we have it in 3 models. The home or backyard model, we have the smallholder farmer model, and then we have the commercial farmer model, all starting with a price of 150 Ghana cedis, as little as $150, all the way to $3,000 and above. You can have an aquaponics setup built for you. Secondly, we're also looking at joint ventures, which also provide us another channel of making money. We're providing training, and also lastly, selling the vegetables online to be able to make some money. So we have a variety of ways in which we intend to make money. In terms of our roadmap, in November and December, we're looking at building our system, setting ourselves up, starting to build smaller models for homes or individuals who want their aquaponics setup, as well as talking to these smallholder farmers in which we want to set up our commercial farms in. And then from there, after engaging with them and they like the idea, which we believe they would, looking at the benefits that our aquaponics setup provides, then we can go ahead and either provide them a joint venture where we produce at a commercial level. These are the areas in which we want to partner with those smaller farmers and then provide them with the aquaponics setup. Then we did an analysis on a joint venture, 60-40. You are investing 1,500 Ghana cedis as initial investment, $1,500 as initial investment. Over a period of two years, you have $2,400. Payback period is 1.2 years, and you're making a return of 80% on that initial investment. That's if you go into a joint venture with the farmers. Our ask, $50,000. A chunk of it, that 67%, is going to the farmers because that is where we want to create our impact. Also, the other funds go into building our lab and also investing in CAPEX, that's equipment and tools, marketing and partnership, and lastly, the personnel that will be managing the farms. In terms of impact, smallholder farmers, we put money in their pockets because they are making more money. For women and then retirees, working on a aquaponics setup is easier, so we can give them the skills to be able to do that. Technology and transformation, the setup itself is innovative. And then lastly, environment, SDG goals 13 and then 2.
How do we ensure this setup is adopted and sustained? Because the real catch is that for a smallholder farmer or a rural farmer, like she was asking, he's looking at horizontal farming. Now, if you're bringing a system like this, what is the biggest size you can construct?
Okay, so I'll take it from when the farmer is using, thinking of horizontal, I take it from the size of the structure. So this is a demo. This is a demo. There are structures where you have similar to what the farmer grows on his farm, which are also called media beds, just that they are not filled with soil. They are filled with this media, and different media can also be used. So he has a representation of this, which looks like his bed on the soil, but here's the case where you are not using soil. So it's kind of a representation. So in the demo, we are going to take to the farmers.
KUBEHAB is an organization who is into the production of an improved organic growing medium. Our organization is focused on production of growing medium for farmers, like greenhouse farmers, horticultural farmers, and then traditional farmers. We intend to be located in the central region of Ghana. We have here Mr. James. Mr. James is a greenhouse farmer at the Swasin Farm Institute. He lost all his nursery due to the type of growth medium he used. As a result, he also lost his capital involved in that. We also have Mr. Isaac. He is a greenhouse farmer at the Bodiase Greenhouse Village. He laments about the cost involved in importing his growing medium, and he believes that the one we have in the local market are of low quality and does not meet his need. This is also Mr. Kobe. He is a coconut seller. Because he has to pay an extra cost of money to discard his coconut husk, he decides to leave them on the street. Sadly, we also have other coconut sellers like Mr. Kobe. So as part of our market research talk, we realized that there's been an increase in coconut husk on the street. There's also been issues with farmers in the rural areas who are unable to purchase a land or rent a land. We also realized that there has been issues with the soil's quality.
So, KUBEHAB is coming on with an improved growth medium called cocoa pit land. So why cocoa pit land? Cocoa pit land is an alternative planting material, which we use by the source of waste from Mr. Kobe. So therefore, we tend to help Mr. James and Mr. Isaac by providing them with a quality cocoa pit land. So why, after making my solution known to you, let me show you how it works. After sourcing it from people like Mr. Colby and then the streets of coastal areas, we mail it, receive, sterilize, dry and package them. So when it gets to our farmers, they have two ways of using it. They can use it as a standalone substrate where they directly plant into the cocoa pit. And also they can use as a soil amendment by mixing with the soil to improve the texture of the soil. We are aware that there are other competitors on the market, but even though they have some strengths, they also fall short in certain areas, which are affordability, portability, low pH, and then durability. These are people or organizations who believe in our dreams and are willing to push us to make this a reality. So therefore, based on the Transparency Market Research, we have a global estimate of $2.4 billion and a serviceable addressable market of $2.6 million, and our target market as $584,000 US, and of which we find ourselves in those people.
Cost of production is 3 cities, 75% for one.
Yeah.
Cost of distribution is what? So there's no cost of distribution here as well.
If you want to actually come and buy the cocoa pit, you actually have to kind of make your own arrangement for distribution. However, if you want us to make distribution for you, we're going to charge an extra cost for transportation. When it comes to outsourcing our raw material, like she stated earlier, we are located in the central region, which is around the coastal lines.
Okay.
It's easier for us to get our raw materials from those regions. Upon our MRT, we asked them that if you're able to source for 1 ton of the coconut, 1 ton of the coconut, that's the coconut tax, how much is it going to cost us? They told us that it's going to cost us about 30 Ghana cedis for 1 truck, which is 1 ton. So we are going to be milling 3 tons in a day.
I'm Abdul Malik, and I'm presenting on behalf of Fonagri. One of the major challenges farmers face is weeds, which actually contributes to yield loss. According to World Food Program, about 42% of crop yield loss is attributed to weed. And also in Ghana, according to POCU and AJACO, and that of Ministry of Food and Agriculture, about 84% of crop yield loss is attributed to weed growth on their farm. Isn't it so big and significant a problem? And should it not be addressed?
It should be addressed.
Yes. Mbasalo is 55 years old and owns 10 acres of yam farm. He actually spends about 60% of his labor inputs in weed control and spends approximately 2,000 Ghana cedis in weed control. Mbasalo is not the only person that is confronted with issues of weed. There are about dozens of farmers who are in Mbasalo's shoes. Our problem is that farmers are actually experiencing significant crop yield loss due to weed growth, which actually competes over nutrients with the cultivated crops. Controlling weeds is actually expensive and accounts for about 45% of crop yield loss. This is according to Sahid et al. 2020. Our solution is that we are coming out with eco-weedicide, which is actually obtained from botanical extracts, which is actually having pure organic, which actually supports our ecosystem, meaning that the living macro soil organisms that actually live in the soil helps in soil aeration, which is actually trying to give nitrogen to plants. So our product being organic actually will go a long way to increase soil fertility, which will also go a long way to help in the crop yield production. Our product is also coming to ensure that those farmers or people that are actually anxious about engaging in commercial organic farming would actually be able to do that, because what we only have or common in the system is only that of organic fertilizers. We've not been able to come out with that of organic weedicide. So we coming into being is actually going to boost the agriculture. So in terms of our go-to-market, basically we are actually going to engage with farmer-based organizations because they are the people we are actually going to deal with. So it will not be easier for us to deal with them individually, because so we first and foremost tackle with the groups and also development organizations, that is GIZ and other NGOs that are actually working with farmer groups.
During our market research at KIC, we got in contact with 2 farmers, Mr. Agbeve and Mr. Katako. Mr. Agbeve complained bitterly because he was paying much electricity just to irrigate his farm. Same way Mr. Kataku was complaining bitterly that he was paying much in fossil fuel just to irrigate his farm. Now, 70% of farmers in Ghana, to be precise, vegetable farmers in Ghana, complain that they are not able to get constant supply of energy to irrigate their farmlands. And also, they do not know the exact amount of water needed to be given to the soil at a given time. And because of that, they either over-irrigate the soil the soil, or under-irrigate the soil. This is where Solace comes in. We are providing a solar auto irrigation system which comes with a feature called the Arduino. What the Arduino does is that it detects the moisture content of a soil, and with or without the supervision of a farmer, there would be water available for the soil anytime. So assuming this is the farmland that my boss, Bob, manages, a solar panel will be mounted on the farm, which in connection would have the Arduino, and the Arduino has an extension called the moisture sensor. What the moisture sensor does is that it detects whether the soil is dry or wet. So when it is dried, what it does is that it sends a beep to trigger the water flow on the land. And when the soil receives adequate water, it will automatically stop. So in this case, there is not going to be much supervision from the farmer. When he is away or he is present on a farmland, there will still be irrigation. So this is being of value to the farmer because it saves him future cost, it increases yield by 70%, and it is more efficient because he's not going to employ more labor to be helping him fetch water and irrigate the farmland. All right, we are unique in our niche because we provide free advisory. Our system is so automated and it doesn't need much of expertise. And also it is universal. These are our partners: University of Ghana Irrigates, KIC, Cosmos, Disengolf, and HTC. All right, this is the market size. The total addressable market size globally is 1.21 billion. In Ghana, we are taking a chunk to cover 30 million, and we, to be Solace, we are taking just 5% of this bigger chunk of the 30 million in Ghana. How to reach out to our farmers? We are creating awareness by doing random or active or effective farm-to-farm visitation, creating awareness through radio broadcast because most of our target farmers do not use smartphones. So they listen to more of radio. So this is how we are reaching out to them. And we provide low retail price, and our product has more features. And to the farmers in any other region that is doing vegetable farming, we are going to have outlets which are going to have our kits present. Hence, as and when the need for our service will be needed, there will just be a call away, and I'm sure in the next 1 to 2 hours, the kits will be available for a setup or a demonstration to the farmer. Okay, we are asking KIC to give us $50,000, and this is how we intend spending the $50,000 on our projects. All right, the impact that this particular project is having on agriculture is that, or the farmer, is that it has become a new innovation that the farmer can pay attention to other things like marketing when he knows very well that there is a solid automation that is going to irrigate his farm and give him productivity all year round. And also the smallholder farmer increases productivity. Yes, like I said, he increases in productivity. And also there is job creation because it is going to give another person the edge that I'll just plant and Solace will take care of the irrigation. So hence, it will encourage more people to do farming.
It is possible. In the past, we have encountered designs like that and applications like that. So, so far as your team will be willing to commit to it,
sure,
fine, but it's not a straightforward thing. Then the other part has to do with your revenue model. You mentioned subscription, but you talk about more of leasing. That somebody make a deposit payment and then pay the rest over time. But subscription will be a different kind of model.
Sure.
Subscription, the person pays monthly, never owns the device. So if that's what you're trying to say, I don't know which one, whether it's the leasing, that the person make a down payment and pay the rest over time, or It's a subscription where the person just pay monthly fee or periodic fee over a period. So maybe that's something that you can clarify for it.
His interest as the president is to improve the livelihood of the farmers under his supervision. And he wants to do this by reducing work burden and also reducing yield loss. Like Mr. Adoko, there are other farmers and leaders that have this particular vision. But one major thing that will prevent them from achieving this is weeds. We know that weeds contribute about 40% of yield loss. In addition to this, weed management is generally a problem across farms. So our vision is to produce a machine that is mechanized, that is able to weed for farmers, which we offer for weeding services and even for sales. How does this work? As a company, if you are a farmer and you know of us and you are interested in our services, you just give us a call. Our central control system will analyze your call and analyze your request, and then the central control system will mobilize the resources at our disposal and dispatch the tool to come to your farm, and Alpha Weeder will get your farm cleared for you. The value proposition we are giving is that currently it takes about 300 cedis using manual labor to clear a farm. And since manual labor clears about 90% of the farms we have, we are saving you 1/3 when we use our machine by taking 200 cedis from you for an acre. Our machine is also very, as you can see, it's moving very fast, so it's going to take about 4 times the pace it would take a manual labor to achieve the same goal. Our machine is powered by battery, and the technology we are adapting is going to power it continuously for about 8 hours. And so we are going to give you the optimum service that you need. The competitor analysis we are using, our product is sitting strategically in 2 zones. We will produce the machine, and our major intention for producing the machine is to use it to provide weeding services for farmers. So in that context, we are competing with the manual labor. And as you can see, manual labor is very expensive to the farmers. And if they take you 300 and we take 200, we are saving you cost. Also, we acknowledge the presence of some few mechanized systems that are mostly imported into the country. We being the very first Ghanaian company attempting to produce a weeding machine of this sort in larger quantities give us a competitive advantage when you use or you come to price. Our collaborators are the D-Hub, the Cosmos Innovation Center, and the Grounds and Garden at UCC. We are looking at a market size of about 160 million, and we are zooming in to take about 13 million of that. So our go-to-market strategy is mostly engage with the farmers through agro forums. We have contact with commercial farmers, and then we do digital and then the traditional TV and radio advertisements. Our revenue model will be mostly service, and then if someone has the money, you want to purchase the product, we sell it for you directly. This is our roadmap. We intend to start July to December 2022, and then build up progressively on what we want to achieve. So we are asking for $30,000 US, which will be spent on the raw materials, logistics, marketing, stipends, and registration of the business. The impact we are bringing on board is to reduce yield loss. We want to create jobs and provide internship opportunities for TVET students. And we know that lots of people are still into small-scale farming because of the weed control. We providing you these efficient services will motivate smallholder farmers to increase their acreage. We are also going to environmental sustainability. Since most of the mechanized machines that are there use the engine-powered one on petrol, we are giving you battery. Also, using these services will prevent the farmers from using synthetic weedicides, which are unfriendly to the land and the environment. This is our team, myself, Adam, John, Gideon, and Kingsley.
Good day, everyone. This is Biocool. I am Yadife Yamwa. I'll be making this presentation on behalf of the group. Thank you. Okay, so This is what we are looking at. Post-harvest losses. Upon research, we realized that 1.3 billion of food is wasted every year. And in Ghana, 35% of food is wasted. And the amount of food that is wasted in Ghana, 30 to 40% of it is due to lack of proper storage facilities. Okay. And this problem is affecting Mr. Kofi Echampong and Mr. Sapon. These people are smallholder tomato farmers at Afrancho, and they lose 30% of an acre after harvest due to lack of storage facilities. Okay, so looking at post-harvest losses with regards to no storage facility as a huge problem to farmers, we came up with a solution to provide them with a zero energy cooling chamber. And this zero energy cooling chamber extends the shelf life of these tomatoes from 5 to 20 days. This chamber is using the evaporative cooling principle. Okay, so this is how the chamber looks like. And this is how it works. Okay, so the whole thing starts from a water pump. The water pump pumps water into a cavity. That is, the chamber has a two-layered wall, which has a cavity, and that cavity is filled with sand. When the water pumps, it is directed to the sand, and then after the sand is watered, it becomes cold. We have sensors to check the temperature of the sand. The structure is made with laterite bricks, and laterite is very good for maintaining a stable temperature, and so it adopts the cold temperature of the sand, and then in return makes the room cold. Okay, we also have insulated roofs, heat insulated roofs, which prevents heat from coming into the chamber, so we can keep tomatoes fresh for 20 days. Okay, why are we fantasizing about this whole chamber and all that? Okay, so we are keeping tomatoes from an average of 5-7 days up to 20 days. Yes, tomato is fresh even after the 20 days. And then again, we are also very affordable because 20% of storage cost. If you are not storing the tomatoes, you are losing them. And so we are storing it for you, and then that is very affordable because instead of losing the tomatoes, you get your money. Okay, and then we are also using raw materials. This in turn makes the chamber less expensive to construct, and in return, more affordable for smallholder farmers. Okay, of course, we did consider the fact that there are other people in the market already doing similar things like we are doing, but look at how special we are. We are looking at climate because we are using a natural way to preserve these tomatoes. Other people are using air conditioners, which emits radiations in the end, long run, global warming. Okay, we are also using parameter sensors to check the temperature there and then it's also low price, very affordable, local material, something we can just spin around and find and then reconstruct, very affordable. Okay, we are also farmer specific. We are looking at smallholder tomato farmers. We are not going to make your tomatoes get spoiled because you have no place to store them. Okay, now we are also looking at collaborators and partners. We are, of course, collaborating with Cosmos Innovation Center, and then, of course, our noble institution, KNUST, and then Anorich. These people are going to help us to construction and then scaling up. Okay, crop research, and of course, Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Again, this is what we want you to see. So, on a smaller scale, we are looking at 15,000 tomato farmers, whom subscribe to our chamber. We are coming by that amount of money in the end. And then a step further, we are looking at total smallholder tomato farmers, not just in one community, but across the one community. And then at a more larger scale, we are looking at all smallholder farmers in Ghana. Okay, so this is how we plan to reach our smallholder farmers. We are looking at stakeholders engagement. we are looking at key people like Agric extension officers. These people are at the forefront when it comes to interaction and contact with farmers. So we sell our idea to Agric extension officers, and then they in turn take it to the farmers. And then also we are going to create a website, because we know that it's not just we know that we cannot just limit ourselves to the extension officers. So we are going to create a website, we are going to be on social media, and of course we are going to use public media, advertisement, radio, and what have you. So positioning. Okay, so we are making sure that our prices are very affordable, that which the smallholder can afford. And then distribution, we are at a stable place, so the smallholder farmer gets to us. Okay, our revenue model, yeah, so a 25 kg crate is charged 3 Ghana cedis per day, just 3 Ghana cedis. Instead of losing the whole produce, our farmers, during our market research, think that this is way too affordable, because it is even less than 1% of what they'll be making on a total box. So we charge 3 cedis on each box, and then, yes, per a week, you are paying just 20 Ghana cedis. And then that is our gross margin. Yeah, looking further to 30 days and all that. Okay, roadmap. Now we are still looking at MVP development, and then in the months ahead, we are looking at service piloting, partnership, and all of that. And by July, we are expanding to other regions. As budget, we are not asking for much. The construction is not so much. So we are asking for roughly 10,000 US dollars. And then this is the impact, 20 days food storage, they are not going waste. And then also we are looking at reducing economic losses to smallholder farmers. The whole tomato is going waste, but this time you are going to have the chance to sell it, because you are storing it for 20 days. And then of course, this impact is not so seen, but it is a very crucial one, reducing carbon emission and global warming.
For your product to make business sense, for your market size to make relative sense, for doctor to appreciate why, not just it's two things. What are you solving? What impact are you creating? Are you solving the problem of tomato excess and not having immediate markets to pick it? Therefore, you're alleviating the farmer that. Or you are connecting excess tomato to a processor like the puree person or the paste person. Therefore, you need to hold stock for the person so you can get a lot of people to hold. What is the size of your structure? Are you building one mega structure people are bringing, or you are building the units and selling it to individuals like you're saying? All these should inform your product, the business model, and the impact. I went to Africa, a pitch. They said demo. They said show the demo on your phone. I turned it on, it didn't work. Okay, show us your website. Our website had been shut down. That day, apparently alliances expired that day. So they said that, your demo is not working. Your website is off. The demo was working. But guess what? I won the best popularity pitch, because I didn't need anything. I sold my heart out. And they voted in a room, and I won the best popularity pitch without a demo, in Africa. So don't take it for granted. Everything you're doing here is just a beginning. Just know that you don't know it all, we don't know it all, we are still learning. Come back tomorrow, be more concise and precise, because tomorrow will be more tougher than today. You get it? God bless you, we love you. Thank you very much.